You've said it before. Maybe to a friend, maybe to yourself. I just value my space. I don't need anyone to make me happy. I'm just not that emotional. And honestly, it sounds healthy, it sounds mature, it sounds like you've got it together, while everyone else is out there spiraling over their relationships. But here's what nobody tells you. That story you're telling yourself might be the biggest lie you believe, because there's a difference between being genuinely independent and being avoidant. And if you've ever pulled away from someone right when things were getting good, this video is about you. Attachment theory comes from psychology research going back decades. But the core idea is simple. The way you were loved as a child becomes a blueprint for how you love as an adult. There are 3 main insecure attachment styles: anxious, avoidant, and fearful avoidant. And then there's secure attachment, which is the goal. Today we're going deep on the avoidant style, and specifically why avoidants genuinely don't recognize themselves. A person with avoidant attachment learned one thing early in life. Needing people leads to disappointment. Maybe your parents were emotionally unavailable. Maybe showing vulnerability got you ignored, dismissed, or even mocked. So your brain did what it's designed to do. It adapted. It built walls. And it made self-sufficiency the safest strategy. And that strategy worked until you tried to get close to someone. Here's the trap. Avoidant attachment doesn't feel like fear. It feels like preference. It feels like, I just like my alone time. They were being too clingy. I got bored. I'm not looking for anything serious right now. Sound familiar? The truth is, avoidants don't pull away because they don't care. They pull away because closeness feels threatening. When a relationship starts to feel real, when someone actually sees you, when they start to matter, something in your nervous system activates. Not excitement. Alarm, and instead of recognizing that as intimacy anxiety, you rationalize it. You start noticing flaws you didn't care about before. You get irritated. You need space. You go cold. This is called a deactivating strategy, and it's automatic. You're not doing it on purpose. Your brain is doing it to protect you from what it was taught to fear. Emotional dependency. Let's get specific, because this is where avoidants finally see themselves. 1. Fantasizing about being single. Even when you're with someone you actually like, you catch yourself imagining how free you'd feel without them. 2. Focusing on imperfections. They chew loudly, they text too much, and suddenly everything they do bothers you. 3. Keeping one foot out the door, never fully committing, always having an exit strategy. Let's just see where it goes for 2 years. 4. Emotional unavailability after intimacy. You had a deep conversation, maybe got closer than usual, and the next day you completely withdraw. 5. Pulling away when things are going well. This one's the most confusing to the people who love you. Things are good, no fights, no problems, and you disappear anyway. If 3 or more of those hit close to home, you're not just independent. You have an avoidant attachment style. Because I know what you're thinking. Isn't wanting space normal? Yes, completely, and this distinction matters. Healthy independence looks like knowing who you are outside a relationship, having your own goals, enjoying alone time without using it to avoid your partner, and being able to come back fully present. Avoidant withdrawal looks like needing distance to regulate emotional discomfort, going silent after vulnerability, shutting down conversations that feel too real, and feeling relief, not refreshment, when you're away from your partner. One is self-awareness, the other is a defense mechanism. The difference isn't how much space you need, it's why you need it. There are actually 2 types of avoidant attachment, and they look very different on the surface. Dismissive avoidant is the classic lone wolf. They genuinely believe they don't need emotional connection. They see relationships as optional. They're highly self-sufficient, often successful, and emotionally closed off without really knowing it. Fearful avoidant, also called disorganized attachment, is more painful. These people want love deeply, but they also fear it. They were often hurt by the people who were supposed to love them. So now, closeness equals danger. They push away the people they want most. They sabotage good relationships. They hate being alone, but can't tolerate being close. Both types share the same core wound. Intimacy doesn't feel safe. Let's bring it home. Ask yourself honestly, do you feel suffocated when someone gets emotionally close to you? Have you ever ended a good relationship for reasons you couldn't fully explain? Do you value your independence more than the idea of being loved? When your partner expresses a need, do you feel irritated, pressured? Have multiple people told you that you run away or shut down? If you answered yes to several of these, this is your attachment style. And here's what I want you to hear. This is not a character flaw. It is a learned survival response. You adapted to an environment that wasn't emotionally safe. Your nervous system learned that closeness costs you something. But you're an adult now. You get to rewrite the blueprint. The work starts with recognition, with saying, maybe I'm not just independent, maybe I'm afraid. That awareness alone is more than most people ever get to. Here's something you need to know about avoidant attachment. It almost always finds anxious attachment. The anxious person chases. The avoidant retreats. The anxious person needs reassurance. The avoidant finds that overwhelming. The avoidant pulls away, and the anxious person panics. It's the most common and most painful dynamic in modern relationships. The anxious avoidant trap. If you watched my anxious attachment video, you already know one side of this. Now you know the other. And the only way out is secure attachment. And that starts with understanding your own patterns first. So tell me, are you anxious or are you avoidant? Type it below. I read every single comment, and if this video hit different, share it with someone who's still convinced they're just independent. Because sometimes the most important thing someone can hear is that their walls have a name.